With us now, the head coach of the Northwestern Wildcats and a good buddy of mine, an awesome coach, Pat Fitzgerald. What's up, man? How are you doing?
I'm great, Joel. How about you, partner?
I'm doing really well. And we shouldn't be surprised, although I guess some people are, that you guys, just continue to develop and get better. And here we are in a season in which you're 3-0. You guys have to feel elated with where you're at right now based on the offseason and then the start to the season.
We are, couldn't be much better than 3-0, but man, we can be a lot better, play a lot cleaner in all three phases. And that's what we're working diligently to do right now, is just work constantly to improve. And our guys' attitude is great. And we got a huge test, though, this Saturday night down in West Lafayette against Purdue.
Coach, one of the missing pieces the last couple of years, and I think you admittedly so, and I've done some of your games and we've talked about this, is really consistent quarterback play and maybe even like great leadership from that position. And then, maybe a more attacking style of offense. So Mike Bajakian now is your offensive coordinator, a guy with a really good pedigree, both the NFL and college level. And Peyton Ramsey comes over as a transfer from Indiana. What have those two guys done to give that offense a shot of life?
Well, Jake comes in right away and just has, I think, a positivity about him that makes all of our offensive guys excited to be in the building every day, and schematically, we're very much in the infant stage of what we're going to end up becoming, here over time. But we've done a really good job of meshing our staff together. Then we bring in a transfer quarterback, and Jake and Peyton spent a lot of time, through the COVID on Twitter, on Zoom, and making sure they were all on the same page. And they've done a great job working so far 3 games in.
One of the things that I've always loved about your squad, and I think, let me back up and preface this by saying, I think every team takes on the personality of their head coach, right? Like, I just believe that deep down in my football soul. My dad was a high school football coach. I've been around it since I could breathe, and I've always felt like teams take on the personality of their head coach. And I felt like that with you constantly through your career. And it's been so successful. But one of the things your teams do is they play hard, and almost every snap you see the effort, in particular on defense and the defensive front seven. And you've had guys, Gaziano comes to mind, these guys throughout history that just play hard. Is that something that you think about when you're instilling the chemistry in every single team? I just wonder about that as you go forward every single season, and it seems like you've got that effort every year.
Well, I appreciate the kind words. We're a values-based program here, and one of the values that we have is effort. We believe it's a choice, and we define it as playing the Wildcat way. It's as hard as you can for as long as you can, and that's something that I learned from, actually listening to my heroes speak, and that was Mike Singletary. He talked about the way he prepared once he kind of became mature enough to understand what was holding him back to being a great player, was the effort level that he could choose to play with. And, I heard him, I was up at a camp as I was a graduating senior here at Northwestern, and he was speaking at a camp that I was working at as a counselor. And that was something when I took over the program, it kind of came out a little bit of a mindset, the way that I try to coach as an assistant coach with my guys. And I thought that was something that needed to be the hallmark of our program. And listen, it's not easy, day in and day out to play and work with maximum effort is a challenge. Things happen to you in life, but the good Lord gives you the talent to be able to do that. And it's something that's a highly valued in our program and expected on a moment by moment basis.
Speaking of challenge, 2020, right? I mean, it's not even just like a week here or there. It is a challenge every single day, to get up. These players are trying to get themselves tested, prepare for a football game. A lot of them on virtual school, trying to maintain eligibility and excel in the classroom. Can you give us a sense of the challenge that these kids are facing this year just to compete?
Well, it's been a roller coaster to get to the season, right? We're going through spring ball, and then everything gets shut down, and we start the first phase of the pandemic, and a lot of unknown. And we just kind of try to keep the pedal down. We stayed close. We try to communicate to the best of our ability. We try to become closer as a program. Did a great job, I think, as a staff, especially me in particular, coming off a tough year, just trying to listen, trying to learn, trying to build deeper relationships with our players. And, I think we've had solid success to that in reestablishing our foundation. But the credit goes to our players and to our staff and to our families. I think that we've worked really hard to kind of navigate through the roller coaster. Now that we've gotten into the season, our guys have been incredibly disciplined. We've talked a lot about understanding that COVID is undefeated. Once you test positive, it is what it is, and we hope that we can keep everybody healthy and safe with our policies and our procedures. But it also comes down to the choices that we all make collectively, socially. I had a parent-teacher conference Zoom with one of my sons, and they asked him, "What's stressing you out right now?" to one of my sons, and he wrote, "I don't want to give my daddy COVID." So it's kind of everybody, all hands on deck. We're just all trying to do our thing to keep everybody healthy and safe. And then the challenges for our players, the social aspect of college is what makes it so much fun. Your families and fans being a part of games that we don't have. And then our families when they come to town, or we were at Iowa City a couple weeks ago, now going to West Lafayette, just understanding that this is what we have to do to be able to play and compete. And we've just approached it with the mindset, Joel, that we're incredibly thankful for the opportunity to play. And we want to have that kind of permeate through our attitude, permeate through our work ethic, and hopefully then demonstrate that on the field with great passion and love for each other and enjoying the game that we all love to coach and play.
Well, you're doing that. It's been fun to watch you guys play. I hope to see you here down the stretch through the Big Ten season, and maybe that'll wind up being in the Big Ten championship game. Saw you there a couple of years ago, and maybe we'll have you there once again, Coach. Thank you so much for your time. It's been fun to watch you guys play this year, and keep it up, man. Good luck.
Well, I appreciate it, and all of our folks on the front lines and our veterans this week. We appreciate it. We thank you, and stay healthy and stay safe. Thanks a lot, Go Cats.
Start your Saturday strong at 10 Eastern with a legendary college football lineup on the Big Noon Kickoff Show. Big Noon Kickoff on Fox.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoy that clip, make sure you click subscribe somewhere down here. From game highlights to exclusive interviews and rankings, we've got everything you need as a college football fan right here, College Football on Fox.